You know, we're talking about this core that we're trying to build, this foundation. Well, the youngsters that we're seeing in some of this good work at home are pictured right there. McCutcheon, Tabata, Walker, Jones, Alvarez. So, yeah, there's what you're looking at, and that's what the future of the Pittsburgh Pirates is.
One of those guys, the first guy on the list, Andrew McCutcheon, a late scratch from the lineup tonight. A stomach bug is going to keep McCutcheon out. Kind of a surprise because we just got the word a few moments ago here in the booth. So Jose Tabata will lead off and play center field. Alex Presley will now play left field and be in the lineup in place of McCutcheon.
Yeah, and Presley getting an education out there in that big left field, but he's got a guy that can go get the ball. Jose Tabata, I'm sure he'll give him some help from center field.
Brian Burris on the hill. Pirates have done pretty well with him in action, and the left-hander hopes to have another good start tonight.
Absolutely. He's done a very nice job in his opportunities so far. What I liked him is the fact that he's throwing a lot of strikes. We're going to take a look at some of his stats after we look at some of his terrific work against both Atlanta and Cincinnati. He's been just fine.
Brian Burris finding the strike zone more often than not. Last two starts, 1-0. He's allowed only 2 runs in 13 innings pitched, and the Pirates 6-3 when Burris starts. That's our PNC achievement. PNC for the achiever in us all. And Burris takes on Ian Kennedy of the Diamondbacks tonight. It's a nice night in the Berg as the final homestand of 2010 begins. It's the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. The lineups and first pitch coming up.
PNC for the achiever in us all. By Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. And by your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward.
Well, there he is, the multi-talented and attention-seeking Pirate Parrot.
Gulp.
Goes down easy. Diamondbacks and the Pirates, game 1 of a 3-game series. on an extremely pleasant Friday night here at PNC Park. Diamondbacks lineup brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward, Stephen Drew, shortstop will lead off. Chris Young, then Kelly Johnson, the second baseman. Adam LaRoche hitting in the cleanup spot. Tony Abreu at third. Miguel Montero behind the plate, hitting .286 on this road trip with a home run and a pair of doubles. Rusty Ryle is in left field. Gerardo Parra in right. And the pitcher, Ian Kennedy, got a 17-inning scoreless streak going. And the Diamondbacks getting set to face Brian Burris. Drew steps in, and we are just about underway. Strike one called. Stephen Drew hitting .276, 12 homers, 53 runs batted in. And the pitch outside.
Now Brian Burris making his 10th start for the Pirates. No stranger to Major League starts. This is career start number 51, so even if he's semi-new to the Pirates, he knows what this is all about.
Burris has spent considerable time with the Baltimore Orioles, and last year 2 big league games with the Toronto Blue Jays. Stephen Drew fouls it away.
Take a look at the numbers for Brian, this left-hander. As we said, making his 9th start for the Bucks, 17th appearance. One thing you might want to keep track of as he goes down the road in this ball game, hopefully it's going to be a long road, will be his breaking ball. He has leaned on that, and it's a good one. There it is.
And again, fouled away by Drew.
The other thing you like about Brian Burris, and Tim mentioned it in the open, is the fact that he's thrown a lot of strikes. These last 2 starts have been very impressive. 13 innings, just a couple runs, but just 1 free pass given up. That is the pitcher's best friend. Forget about the double play. Good control is the pitcher's best friend. Well, don't forget about the double play.
That's right. Double play's okay. And Drew up in the air, playable on the left side for Pedro Alvarez, and Ronnie Cedeno will call him off. And the rest of the defense behind Brian Burris tonight in left field. Alex Presley gets the start. Jose Tabata in center. John Bowker is in right. Alvarez, Cedeno, left side, right side, Walker and Jones, and behind the plate, Ryan Doman. Alex Presley gets his first start at PNC Park. Got his first Major League start in Cincinnati. Said he was pumped up. He's equally pumped up tonight to get his first start here.
Probably feels like Yellowstone Park with all that acreage out there to patrol, but he has good speed.
Well, he can cover some ground.
Yep, that's critical for the position he's at tonight.
Here is All-Star Chris Young. Young this year.
Solid numbers.
Yeah, good year. Represented the Diamondbacks in Anaheim, Midsummer Classic. Got the pinch run in that game. So Young, the center fielder, facing Brian Burris with 1 out. Line drive past Walker and into center field, and a base hit for Young.
You wonder if the Pirates might be catching the Diamondbacks at the right time. They have they've been up against it the last 3 series before coming in here, playing Cincinnati, Colorado, and San Francisco, all contenders. That'll take a little something out of you in the month of September, whether you're involved or not. Going out after that outside pitch, not trying to pull it, hitting it up the middle for the knock.
Young aboard with 1 out. Middle infield now will play for 2. And Kelly Johnson, the second baseman, standing in. Johnson's done a good job in terms of power numbers from the second base position. 21 home runs. And he's driven in 62. Combine that with a .275 average, it's a pretty solid year. You're just not going to see a ton of big power numbers from second baseman. Maybe Chase Utley of Philadelphia, the main exception there. Neil Walker hopes to get up there at some point in time, and he's shown some good promise, especially in terms of driving in runs. But Johnson has been pretty solid. And Walker backhands, flip to Cedeno. That's 2. A Pirate double play. And the Diamondbacks are retired at the top of the first. Jose Tabata leading off. Alex Presley second, Walker third. Jones in the cleanup spot. Pedro Alvarez has hit 10 of his 11 home runs here. John Bowker in right field for the third consecutive game. Ryan Doumit behind the plate. Ronnie Cedeno hitting 8th, and Brian Burris batting 9th. And facing the right-hander, Ian Kennedy.
We talked about Brian Burris having good luck and good results in his last 2 starts. This guy's to take a look at what he's done overall. 2 starts, 14 innings, no runs given up. But nothing to show for it. A couple of no decisions.
Yeah, Kennedy's been pretty solid for Arizona. See the numbers on Tabata. Has never faced the Diamondbacks in his young career, so first time for everything. 0-1 pitch and a swing and a miss. Kennedy's 25 years of age, born in Huntington Beach, California, went to USC, starred in baseball for the Trojans, and then now lives in Henderson, Nevada, which is part of Las Vegas. To right field, and Parra puts it away, and Tabata's down, 1 away. Defensively for the Diamondbacks, the outfield, Rusty Riles in left, the all-star Chris Young in center field, and Parra just made the out, is in right. Tony Abreu, third baseman tonight. Stephen Drew, the shortstop. Kelly Johnson at second. Adam LaRoche at first, and Miguel Montero behind the plate. And Adam LaRoche makes his return to PNC Park. Hasn't been back here since he began quite a sojourn when he was traded last season. Was here in Pittsburgh, then sent to the Boston Red Sox, and wasn't with the Red Sox for very long before they moved him back to his old team, the Atlanta Braves.
Very familiar look at first base. Opponents.
Alex Presley 3 for 9, had a beautiful bunt single in yesterday's game, pinch hitting in the 7th inning.
A little bit late on these right around 90-mile-an-hour fastballs from Ian Kennedy, 9-9. That good ERA, 3.87, 30th start. Has never faced the Pirates. He's given up 24 home runs. That's among the leaders in the National League, and he leads the National League with 16 wild pitches. So we'll store that for future reference. He goes off speed and has him way out in front.
Yeah, so Presley down on strikes. And there are 2 away for Neil Walker. Take a look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders stat. Talk about the dynamic duos in baseball. Well, since June 9th, entering tonight, Matt Holliday and Albert Pujols, the top duo in terms of hits. And then there's number 2, Jose Tabata and Neil Walker. Yeah, second in baseball.
That's not a rookie chart either, as you can tell by the top 2 names.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
Outstanding. It's ahead of Ryan Braun and Ricky Weeks of Milwaukee, and with the season Weeks is having, boy, that's saying something. Buster Posey, the only other rookie on that list, along with Aubrey Huff of San Francisco. They're 4th on that list. Barrel Automotive, definitely worth the click, by the way. But, yep, Neil and Jose have been getting it done in their first years in the big leagues. 1-1 pitch. And Neil hits one high and deep to right field. This ball is back. It is gone. Home run, Neil Walker. Welcome home to the Pittsburgh Kid.
That's a way to break out of a little hitting funk. And so many times we've talked about the short porch at PNC Park. Well, it is Neil Walker's friend. He hit it well enough, hit it good enough. I don't know if it's out of every ballpark, and don't really care. It's out of this one. Pirates out in front 1-0. For Neil, number 11 and number 25 given up by Ian Kennedy.
The AGH cam, just a sweet swing. And that ends a string of 17 straight scoreless innings pitched by Ian Kennedy. Neil Walker got to be happy with that. Jones swing and a miss. Home run number 11 for Walker. Jones looking for number 21. Maybe a little home cooking will help him this homestand.
25th given up by Kennedy will move him up the chart, perhaps a notch.
Well, the 17 2/3 innings officially of scoreless pitching is first right now in baseball as far as the longest scoreless streak. You know who's second?
James McDonald.
That's it. You got it.
Yep.
He's got 17 even. 2-2. It's outside and low.
Well, that ball that Neil hit was custom made for this ballpark. High, not too far away from the foul pole, right field, PNC Park. It is vulnerable. Neil gets it there.
3-2. That's ball 4. So man on board with 2 men out. We go back to see what Neil Walker had accomplished.
Fastball right there, right down Grant Street. Left-handers love to give that kind of delivery, that kind of location on the pitch, a little left. Get under a little bit. That's what you get.
Safe Auto Insurance reminds you you're safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. Pedro Alvarez had an opportunity to play in front of a lot of friends and family in New York. He's from the Bronx, Horace Mann High School, and there was a big contingent from Horace Mann High School at the game yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. The white shirts?
Yes.
Yep.
They braved out the terrible weather we had to sit through. Pedro happy to be there. And interesting to note that even though he grew up in the Bronx and went to school in the Bronx and grew up in that area, probably closer to Yankee Stadium, he told me he went to a lot more Mets games than he did Yankees games as a kid. Spent a lot of time at Shea Stadium.
It took him longer to get there for sure than going to Yankee Stadium from the Bronx.
It's inside. Well, he got his first career triple 2 games ago on Wednesday night in the 4th inning. Pirates put 4 runs on the board that inning, and that ballpark at Citi Field is a good triples park.
Absolutely. Big barn.
2-1 to Alvarez from Ian Kennedy. Count goes to 3-1.
Kennedy has done a good job with his control of just about a 2-to-1 ratio, strikeouts to walks, and a good strikeout total. 180 innings now, 128 strikeouts. So he's getting the job done. This former New York Yankee, he came over after the season last year. Drafted in the first round by the Yankees back in 2006.
Alvarez, ground ball to Drew at short. And that is out number 3. But the Pirates get a run on one swing of the bat from Neil Walker. As the guy from Gibsonia launches one over the
Major League pitcher for Montreal, Detroit, St. Louis, and California, Tom Walker.
Gets to watch his son Neil.
How good is that? How good is that?
I mean, it's good enough, I guess, for any dad to see their son make the major leagues. But when you get to come to the ballpark every night and watch because you happen to be from that town, that's a great thing.
He's probably just as proud when he saw Neil playing Little League ball as he is now. Knowing that family, that probably is the case.
Adam LaRoche is the hitter to start the second inning. 1-0 Pirates. Adam's had a pretty good year.
He's always there at the end, isn't he? 91 ribbies. Chance for 100.
Adam takes inside.
The only difference between Tom watching him play Little League ball and watching him now is he probably doesn't have to give him as much of allowance money.
Yeah.
Probably cut back on the allowance.
Still living at home, though.
Working the system. Why not? Brother Andy?
Delwyn Young. Apparently they were a little mischievous in the Diamondbacks clubhouse today. Adam LaRoche and Ryan Church perhaps accusing those two of some pranks that were pulled. Slowly hit toward Walker. And LaRoche is out.
Well, I was glad to see the Pirates turn that double play, Tim, because watching the games on the road trip, the defense was terrible. A lot of bad defensive baseball. And we talk about this core group we're watching, the young guys, Walker and Alvarez and Tabata, McCutchen, the whole group. It's not just offense. These guys got to get the job done with the glove too. So sometimes we get enamored with what they can do with the bat, but it's going to have to be the whole package. You got to catch the ball and throw the ball also.
Tony Abreu foul ball, 0-1. Mark Reynolds, normally the third baseman, not in the lineup tonight. Abreu is. Also not in the lineup tonight, Justin Upton, who you may expect when you see the Diamondbacks play, but he's had some issues with his left shoulder.
We got three of the high-profile people out of the lineup. And McCutchen with some stomach problems, scratched late.
1-2 now to Abreu.
Brian Burris will try to bring that curveball down and in. They call it that right foot curveball. Try to bring it all the way across and kind of bury it toward that back foot, especially when you're out in front in the count like he is now, 1-2. We'll see how Brian sets up. You want it in. You want the curveball, and there it is. Get him to chase because you're ahead in the count. Textbook stuff.
Strikeout 2-3 goes the putout. And 2 down now for Brian Burris.
He doesn't chase this ball probably if he's not behind in the count 1-2. He's trying to protect. He'll take it if he's ahead in the count. See the AGH cam showing the slow big break of the curveball. And a thank you very much swing. Thank you for chasing.
Now Miguel Montero, the catcher. Montero took over the everyday catching duties from Chris Snyder. And the Diamondbacks did what they could to get Chris Snyder situation somewhere else, and that somewhere else is right here in Pittsburgh. And I talked to Chris for a while today about that, and he says, no, he said the Diamondbacks couldn't have been better to him. It was the only organization he'd ever played for. He saw where Montero was going to be in the plans, and Alvarez throws him out. 1-2-3 go the D-backs. Brian Burris has faced 6 through 2 innings.
again, and like I said before, you're with a team for that long, you build a lot of relationship, a lot of bonds. I have a lot of friends over there still, but in the same sense, it's definitely going to be fun to be across the field competing against them.
Chris Snyder with the good word, competing against his former teammates. And he says he has no hard feelings whatsoever and really enjoys being here in Pittsburgh. I asked him about the differences between the organizations since he'd only known one, the Diamondbacks. He said, "No, baseball's baseball." So you show up in a clubhouse, it's basically the same rules. And
Yep. And then they play the anthem and you go out there.
Right. And Bowker fouls this one away. 2 balls and a strike. John has started 3 straight games now in right field. Also played a game at first base on the road trip in Cincinnati and acquitted himself very well defensively. And he's in front, 3-1.
Speaking of defense, nice play by Pedro Alvarez. He had to cut in front of Ronnie Cedeno to make that play. Had the perfect combination of him cutting the ball off and the catcher running. So it translated into an out.
Bunker to center field. Young circles around it, makes the catch, and there is 1 down. We invite you to visit the online shop of the Pirates at Pirates.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Pirates.com shop. Accept no substitutes. Ryan Doumit takes a strike. Doumit starting behind the plate. He's been shuffled around. Right field, catching, coming off the bench, pinch hitting. He has been asked to do many different things now, which really, I think if you looked at the beginning of the season, he never would have thought that would be the case at this point in the year.
The other part of that equation is as a hitter, a major league hitter, you want as many at-bats as you can get. And so if I got to go somewhere else, I get my 4 or 5 at-bats a night. Okay, well, it's part of keeping me happy.
1-1 is hit in the air to center field, left center. Running over is Young, and he makes a fine running backhanded catch. That ball just hung up too long, and Young able to get there.
Finish up with an ice cream cone, perhaps. A lot of hang time. Like Young circled a little bit before he made the run in, but yeah.
It's a big glove, isn't it?
Well, that is. How many cows died for that thing?
Ronnie Cedeno on the outside corner for a strike. Cedeno hitting .245, 6 homers, 32 runs batted in. Cedeno hit his 3rd triple of the season last night, driving in a run. And he lifts this one in the air. Second baseman Kelly Johnson will grab it, and that will be the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates on to the 3rd. 1-0 Pittsburgh.
Like a symphony.
AGH Cam brings us some great pictures here from PNC Park.
Yeah, a lot to like so far. We're in the third inning, 1-0, home run. Hit by Neil Walker. And Mr. Burris has faced just 6 batters in his first 2 innings. That tells us that he's just fine.
Rusty Ryle, first batter. And Burris delivers a strike. Ryle is the left fielder tonight. Has played a lot of infield, now playing some outfield. Down to third, and that one will be an error.
No question about the scoring decision there. Sharply hit, but plenty of time for Pedro to get the leather around it, and he didn't. Almost like a little flinch with the glove coming up just a little bit. Ball stays down.
Alvarez with the error, and now a runner aboard for the Diamondbacks. Gerardo Parra, the right fielder, the hitter. Ian Kennedy on deck. Twin kill right here would be nice to erase the error, or at least the base runner as a result of it.
Yeah, I heard Bob talking last night about the critical thing about a pitcher working against a number 8 batter, and I couldn't agree with him more. This is a key guy. If you don't get him, you allow the pitcher to bunt. You get him, even if the pitcher bunts, it represents a second out. So this is kind of an important guy in the scheme of things if you want to contain your opponent.
Inside to Parra. Ball, no strikes.
Now, he's certainly not going to bunt the ball unless he sees something from Pedro Alvarez that he'd like to dump the ball down there. But chances are he's going to be swinging the bat, hoping to get on for his pitcher.
Parra, who spent all year last year with the Diamondbacks, actually was sent down to AAA for a bit this year. Sent down in early May and came back in late May. I think that's probably one of those things where when you get that taste of the big leagues and then you go back down when you don't plan on it, it makes you work harder to get back.
Yep. And you have to work harder to come back. They've already seen your act once. You better show them something that will convince them that they want to keep you up there at that level. So many players have had a taste of the big leagues, gone down, realize what they have to do, realize how much they like it up there, and then they come back up for good. We've seen it so many times. We saw it from Jay Bell. We saw it from Denny Nagel. We've seen it from a lot of players.
2-1 to Parra. That's a base hit, maybe more. Rounding second is Ryle. That gets by Bowker. Tabata will get it in, and that's going to allow a run to score. It's 1-1. Boy, that error really hurt on the part of Alvarez as Ryle comes in.
It hurts that Bowker didn't cut that ball off. It might have kept the runner at third base. Now, with nobody out, it might not be a big item with the Diamondbacks getting something going here. But there's a plays you want to make. Alvarez commits the error, and now Bowker goes over. And he does not get the ball. Could be a factor in that run coming in from third base.
That's the second time in the last couple of days Bowker's had trouble with the ball hit like that. So Kennedy with a runner at second will try to get him to third with nobody out. Corner infielders are in, and middle infielders playing near the bag at second. Ian Kennedy got his first major league hit this year against the Padres. Hadn't performed in the National League before. Bunts it hard to third. Alvarez scoops it up. Throws to Walker covering. And there's one out. And Parra, the runner, at third base now. Five-4 in the put out on the sacrifice. And here comes Stephen Drew. Now, Drew, part of a trio of baseball playing brothers. J.D. Drew, Red Sox outfielder. And can you name the third Drew? That would be Tim Drew, who pitched for the Cleveland Indians, Montreal Expos, and Atlanta Braves. And an interesting note about the three Drew brothers, all three were first-round draft choices. And they became and are the only threesome of brothers to be drafted in the first round in big league history.
There's that good curveball by Burris. Yeah, that's unique. And then I was thinking of the other brothers, the Molina brothers, the catchers.
Not all first rounders.
No.
But the Uptons, but there's only two of them.
Yeah.
Justin and BJ, they were both first rounders, and then very high, 1 and 2, I believe.
Well, let's see if Brian can get another curveball, perhaps keep that runner at third base, escape with 1 run. Got him with a couple of hooks. Tries another one.
Ball and 2 strikes to Stephen Drew. Drew has a 7-game hitting streak going.
And we'll have a pretty good idea what Burris is going to do with the way Domet positions himself. If he goes away from the hitter there, look for another curveball. Yep. Because you don't want to throw fastballs out of way. That's just too easy to get the extension to make contact, and that's all that Drew really wants to do. If he sets up inside, chances are it's going to be a fastball. Try to tie him up. He's shown him a lot of breaking stuff. You wonder if now they might try to get him up and in to chase something that's a little bit borderline.
Runner at third is Gerardo Parra. And Burris stretching the pitch to Stephen Drew. Just outside, count full.
They went with a fastball away. Almost guessing that if they threw the fastball, it might be up and in to try to tie him up. Still have the luxury of trying to make a pitch with a couple of open bases. But, you hate to lose them after being up in front 0-2. Went with the curveball, and that's a pretty good piece of hitting by Drew.
And now the Diamondbacks have the lead at 2-1.
He might have been guessing a little bit that, okay, yeah, I know he's got the luxury of having a couple open bases, so he might not give in and throw me the fastball. And if he guessed that way, he guessed right, because he got the curveball. You can tell by the AGH camera spin, slowing the ball down. That's a good bit of hitting by Stephen Drew.
So Drew with an 8-game hitting streak now, and has driven in his 54th run of the year. Drew is 1 for 2. And the Pirate lead is gone. 2-1 Diamondbacks. Chris Young batting with 1 out. Then got a base hit in the first inning. Then the man following him, Kelly Johnson, came up and hit into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play.
You see Brian Burris really is leaning on the breaking ball just in the 3rd inning, and I would guess to say that maybe close to half of his pitches have been curveballs.
I mentioned Young is an all-star and did appear in the game, entered as a pinch hitter, came in and played some center field, got an at bat, struck out, and caught the final out in the National League's win. And that win by the National League secured home field advantage in the World Series, which I'm sure that is something that is a good topic with you, Steve.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, one of my favorites. An exhibition game has a bearing on the World Series.
Ray Searage will go out and have a word with Brian Burris. Tomorrow, Big night again as the Pirates take on the Diamondbacks at 7:05. And after the game, you can watch Zambelli fireworks light up the Pittsburgh skyline from the best ballpark in America. It's also an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday, where all fans receive a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. Now be sure to come early to Federal Street tomorrow for the Barrel Mitsubishi Auto Show, featuring Barrel's full line of Mitsubishi vehicles, as well as games and prizes. So come on early tomorrow and stay late for the fireworks.
There'll be some noise before the game. It'll rev up some of those engines, I'm sure.
They'll have all the Mitsubishi models out there for you to look at. That'll be pretty nice. 3-0 now to Young.
Young he might be part of that list too of somebody that comes up to the big leagues and then goes down for a little bit. Sometimes you work on a specific thing, sometimes just a little dose of reality down there makes you appreciate big league life that you want to get back to.
3-0 pitch right down the middle for a strike. Burris back in the count. 1 out and 1 on for the Diamondbacks. They put 2 up this inning. 2-1 Arizona.
And the first one for sure unearned. So the Alvarez error.
Runner goes. This one fouled off. Drew trying to advance to second base.
And what you want to, the mindset that you want to have as a pitcher is that, hey, there are going to be errors made. And the more you can do to kind of bail out your guy that makes an error, the better off you're going to do, the better off it's going to be for the ball club. So minimize your damage. Certainly never can feel, hey, I'm off the hook. It wasn't my fault. They created an error. You got that mindset, you're not going to be around very long. See what you can do to get on the other side of it. You can't do anything about that error. It's on the board.
Drew takes off again. This time it's lifted to shallow left center field. This is going to be a tough play. Cedeno makes it. Throws on to first base, and Jones couldn't collect it. Would have been a double play, but what a start to that play by Ronnie Cedeno. Absolutely outstanding.
That, if it was connected to an out at first base, might have wound up being the most spectacular double play turned in the major leagues this year. Check it out. That's from center field, folks. And now the throw looks like it's right on the money, and maybe Garrett got the runner in between him and the ball. There's the Cedeno part, and then the throw a la Willie Mays. Yep, that's what happened. Garrett got trapped with a runner in between him and the ball. Willie Mays, 1954 World Series. That close to being one of the best you're ever going to see. The throw coming in.
Matt Williams, first base coach, has to duck to get out of the way.
Great effort.
2 outs. Kelly Johnson at the plate. A little bit high. You'd say this was a little high, wouldn't you?
I'd say it's a little high, and sometimes you just don't want to duck. You want to get back a little bit because that ball is heading straight down at you.
Plus, you want to get your bat out of the way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've seen foul balls off that kind of situation.
The 1-0 pitch. Up in the air to center field. This will be a long run for Tabata. He's in front of the track and makes the catch. For Arizona in the third, they get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error and a man left. Bottom of the third inning. Backs up by a run. And Brian Burris to lead off against Ian Kennedy. Burris will get you hit every once in a while. 3 out of 19, 158.
With the 3 ribbies, that works.
He had a triple.
Yep.
Help get those RBIs. Behind 0-2.
That's pretty good because, you know, you're a pitcher running the bases. There's no coach at second base.
That's right. You've got to make your own decision.
That's right.
How do you do it?
Well, you run down there and you think about taking a left.
I think that might be one of the things on a pitcher's bucket list. Hit a triple.
Yeah. I hit one once against the Houston Astros at Three Rivers Stadium. I mean, I slid into third on my belly. It was like a surrender more than a slide, and it was wild because Doug Rader, the Red Rooster, was there playing third base and just kept tagging me with the ball, and I was almost out of breath. In fact, I was out of breath.
Burris down on strikes for out number 1 of the third inning. Kick off your college football Saturday with a doubleheader here on FSN. It all starts tomorrow at noon with a Big 12 shootout when Iowa State takes on Kansas State. Then at 3:30, the Air Force Falcons fly into Norman to take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Don't miss a minute of the action tomorrow, beginning at noon on FSN. College football doubleheader.
That might not be easy for the Falcons of Air Force going into Norman, Oklahoma.
Well, they just came off a big win at home over BYU. And the way they play, Steve, they keep the ball on the ground. When they have it, the clock moves.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma's going to have the ball to score. Just a thought, randomly.
Okay.
1 ball, 1 strike to Jose Tabata. Jose in the leadoff spot tonight. Flied out to right first time up. Andrew McCutcheon not in. Just prior to the game, we get word that he was a scratch. He's got a stomach bug. So sitting this one out tonight. Ripped down to third. Knocked down by Abreu. And he throws him out. 2 men down.
That ball was hit so hard. The hot corner. And Abreu was able to hand it. The ball was tattooed. Get an idea, when the ball gets there that quickly, all you got to do is find a handle on it and you're going to have plenty of time. Whack, bang, right there. Once you get it, still got a lot of time.
Alex Presley now batting, the left fielder tonight. Great story for this young man. Started the year in Double-A with Altoona after finishing up last year in High A with Lynchburg. And was promoted from Double-A to Triple-A. He just continued to hit, but he pops this one up to shallow center. And running in is Chris Young. That's a quick inning for Ian Kennedy. We're through 3 at PNC Park. Diamondbacks 2 and the Pirates 1. had the right shoulder injury. He's on the 60-day disabled list, shut down for the rest of the year, but throwing on flat ground today from 60 feet. Through 25 pitches, working with pitching coach Ray Surridge. And so Ross Ollendorf back throwing. Our injury update, thanks to Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Adam LaRoche leads off against Brian Burris in the top of the fourth, 2-1 Diamondback. And grounded out to second base in the second. And again, he hits it to second base. And again, grounds out to second, one away. Well, good to see Ross Ollendorf throwing the ball. He's got the problem with the muscles in the back of the right shoulder. It'll be good to see what he can do next year. He's already focusing in on 2011.
Yep. He will be a very, very important part of this ball club next year. You've got to get a rotation you can live with, that you can depend on, and is going to carry you through a good bit of the season. The fewer starters, the better. Simple as that. And if you have just a few, that means they're doing their job.
Pedro Alvarez, a diving stab. Great play by El Toro.
Hot corner, a couple of smashes, one on the ground to Abreu, and this one a rocket. Pedro's got it, going to show the umpire. Yep, that ball never bounced. Great reaction play. Sometimes when you don't have any time to think, good natural athletic instincts will take over.
Two men are out. Miguel Montero, the catcher, grounded out to Alvarez last time up. He gets away for ball one. Montero started getting some regular time last year, and this year had the majority of it behind the plate, getting most of the at-bats for the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are skippered by Kirk Gibson.
One-time Bucco for a short time. Long time Detroit Tiger. And Michigan football player.
Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah.
Boy, don't make that mistake.
No, you can't. That's illegal in that state. One-two pitch.
There's that curveball again. I see a big breaking curveball. See the wrist is cocked. You see the spin on the ball, taking it away and down.
One-two from Burris. Roller to the right side. Jones will handle it.
Right there.
And the Diamondbacks are done in order. We're through 3.5. Arizona 2. The Pirates 1. First, when Neil Walker hit one out over the Clemente wall for his 11th homer of the year. That's the Cold Hard Blast, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
You know what, Tim? I'll revise my estimate. I think that ball is out of most right field, so the way it carried up in the stands. Initially, I thought it might have gotten the first 2 or 3 rows or 4 rows, but that was well back there. So I'm going to give him a dinger, universal dinger.
Just in any park.
Yep.
Even Yellowstone.
There we go. Yep.
Maybe not Yellowstone.
Alex Presley feels like he's playing in Yellowstone right now, probably. Not right now, but when he's out there.
There's a lot of room in left and left center here. A lot of room for just 2 guys to cover on that side of the field. 1 ball and 1 strike to Walker. And Kennedy's pitch. Who caught the corner.
Tim, do you think with some one-on-one counseling with me trying to help John Wayner, we can come up with a better road record? And if I just talk to John, it's got to be him. It can't be the ball club. It's got to be John, wouldn't it?
If you're looking for a common denominator. But
it's been a rough year times 10.
And it was in John Russell's office yesterday, and he was talking about, well, he wasn't talking about it voluntarily. He was prodded about it by some of the New York reporters about the road record. And what can he track it to? He said they've tried everything. They've looked at everything from travel to the kind of food the guys eat on the road to changing of lifestyle when you're on the road to you name it. If you can think of a factor, they've thought of it. They've examined it. And
I don't know if anybody's ever been able to come up with an answer to that.
Base hit. Walker 2 for 2.
Boy, 2 good at bats. 2 balls hit right on the button.
Well, the home run in the first inning snapped an 0 for 15 streak on the back end of his 18-game hitting streak, and now 2 for 2 as he's hitting the ball well tonight.
Downstairs, and these left-hand hitters still get some lift even when the ball is downstairs. And it's not just looking down; it's going down with the body a little bit so that hit is down there. It's because if you're standing up straight and looking down, that's a tough program. You can see he got the body into that even in the early part of the swing. Just look at he's down on that pitch. Again, 25 home runs given up by Ian Kennedy, vulnerable in that category.
Snap throw down to first, and Walker dives back safely. Well, the Diamondbacks eliminated from contention now. They will not have a postseason, and Adam LaRoche probably has in the back of his mind where he's going to be when the season ends. And my guess is
there'll be a weapon in his hand.
He'll be in camouflage with a firearm, as he is a big deer hunter. He's got he thinks about it all year. There's one toward the middle. Kelly Johnson, he flips on to Drew, and that is 2 for Arizona. The way it looks in the National League, the East, 3 games now separate Philadelphia and Atlanta. 7 games separate the Reds and Cardinals. And how about that West race? Colorado's still very much in it. San Diego has fallen out of first place. San Francisco up by half a game.
The one in the middle is done deal, I believe. Never know, but that's a lot for the Cardinals to catch up. You know, I should call, not just call, go down and see Adam LaRoche at the end of the game. We had a nice 4-point buck up in our backyard this afternoon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
He'll want directions to the house.
Yeah, he'll be quiet. He'll use a compound bow on that, and no one will even hear it.
Yeah, one that could probably go through the house. He can stand in the street. Don't usually see the bucks in the backyard. A lot of does, a lot of fawns bouncing around.
First one to the backstop.
Well, Pedro, you wonder if that great catch he made makes him feel like he's got a redeemer. I don't think so. I think if you ask Pedro, he said, I got more work to do to make up for that error. He made a fine catch, but kind of opened the door for the 2 spot that the D-backs put up. We want to do something more.
2-1 to Pedro. Up the middle and a base hit.
There's a step in the right direction.
Alvarez 1 for 2. Good looking swing this time from Alvarez. Solidly struck right in the right spot. Alvarez aboard. And now John Bacher at the plate. Bacher hit the ball rather well last night in New York. Had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. Then in the 4th inning was robbed by what might end up being the play of the week in baseball. And Angel Pagan went deep into the right center field corner and made an incredible catch. And that really turned the game around entirely, Steve, because had that ball not been caught, Pirates would have added on to their lead, and it would have been an entirely different ball game. And this time Bacher hits it up in the air to center. Chris Young will catch it. And that's it. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left for the Pirates. Welcome back here to Pittsburgh as Pirates and Diamondbacks playing game 1 of a 3-game set. Our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. AT&T Rethink Possible coming into tonight's game. Arizona batters have struck out 1,373 times. What's the Major League single season record? Looking for a number.
Do you get a range? I mean, it's...
Which team did it?
Okay, that's better. Okay, that should be easy. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, that'll help out. Your chances of getting it correct are much better. Rusty Ryle pops it up to Garrett Jones. And a quick first out. And the Diamondbacks 5th.
Oh, in case you missed it, the Mazda headline: Don Mattingly to replace Joe Torre as Dodger manager pending the end of the season.
So Joe will be in the dugout until the regular season ends. Then Donnie Baseball will take over. That surprise you? That Joe's leaving L.A.?
Yeah, I kind of got inklings that during the kind of middle part of the season that that he might think about that. I'm not I'm not surprised at all, and I think I don't know what Joe's going to do. Maybe he'll manage again, but got that feeling during the middle part of the season that wasn't going to work for him and the Dodgers.
Parra fouls it off.
It worked for a lot of years with Joe in New York. I thought he was a perfect fit for the Yankee manager, and all he did was win. And apparently that wasn't enough. You know, postseason play, I don't care what anybody says, it's a crapshoot. Anybody gets hot for a few games, you can do it. Joe Torre won consistently in the regular season, which is the measure of a team.
Two balls, two strikes. Gerardo Parra.
70-year-old Joe Torre. That's not so old, is it?
I guess 70 is the new, what, 69?
70, if you get there and you're fine, it's the new 14.
2 outs. Jared Jones has handled both ground balls this inning, and now the pitcher Ian Kennedy will come up. How do you think Don Mattingly's going to do?
Well, if his players play real good, he's going to do fine.
Isn't that the way it goes? If he gets great starting pitching and they get timely hits and nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, and they settle that divorce case.
Yeah. And they bring in all the top free agents.
I'm not talking about Mattingly's divorce. He's fine. I'm talking about the McCourts. Or the
owners of the Dodgers.
Whatever.
Or owner or owners. We don't know. The courts will decide.
The McCourts in court. That's like a reality TV show.
Well, I think it's going to end up being McCourt TV for a long time until that's settled.
Right town for it, for sure.
Strike call to Kennedy, 1-1. Yeah, if it had to happen like that in terms of the ownership struggle with a team, LA was the town for that. It's just a fit. There are other towns that might happen and you never hear of it. Hear of a bit of that.
Yeah, instead of the starting lineups, all right, here's the list of witnesses we're going to have for tonight's ball game. And reading the affidavits are.
Well, the lawyers like it. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ian Kennedy. 2 men out, nobody on.
And I think the bigger question about Torre is, will he manage somewhere else, or has he had enough?
Short hop. Cedeno takes care of it, and another quick inning. Second 1-2-3 inning in a row for Brian Burris. Brought to you by Day Automotive, September 17th, 1973. Willie Stargell had 4 extra base hits, including his 40th homer of the season. The Pirates would beat the Mets 10-3 at 3 Rivers Stadium. It's this day in Pirates history, thanks to Day Automotive. Pretty nice night. Getting a little bit crisp in the early autumn. 2-1 Diamondbacks. Going to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Ryan Doumit will lead off for the Pirates. It'll be 7, 8, 9 in the Pirates order. Doumit, Cedeno, and the pitcher Brian Burris.
We're knee deep in the best 2 months, I think, in the Pittsburgh area, September and October. It's a great time of the year.
0-1. That's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And some nice weather, with the exception of yesterday in New York. The walking around Manhattan was pretty nice a couple of days. Doumit grounds out to Kelly Johnson, 1 away. And it's just nice when you have to be away from home too to get some decent days and walk around and see a city and enjoy the nice weather.
I remember going to New York, the road trips in September, just going down and sitting on the steps at St. Patrick's Cathedral around noontime and just watch the show. It's very entertaining.
A lot of people, though.
Yeah, they do rev it up population-wise.
Yeah. Here comes the 0-1. That one's outside. Low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cedeno. Kennedy delivers. Again outside. Ian Kennedy, out of USC, has done pretty well. He had 1 bad season at USC, where he had 7 losses. And I guess as a college pitcher, if you're a solid prospect of any kind, 7 losses is a good number to lose.
But it wasn't so bad that the Yankees didn't take him in the first round. They took him. He was down the chart, but it was still a first-round choice. He and Brian Burris revving it up here. Both of them coming off 2 really good starts, the previous 2. Both pitching well. Kennedy's given up the 1 run, the home run by Neil Walker, and Brian has given up 2, one of them unearned. But in his 5 innings of work, he has faced the minimum 4 out of 5.
Good eye by Cedeno. Fills up the count at 3-2.
Walks as good as a hit. Get Brian up there, see if he can move you over to second base.
It's way out of play. That remains full.
And a good catch made way down the left field line. Sometimes you just have to work for your souvenirs.
And Ronnie fights him off for a base hit.
Nice. What got jammed? Something inside, in on the hands. They were just get the hands out in front, so he didn't get all of the handle. That ball moving in on the handle, but he handled it well.
Solid at bat for the Pirates shortstop. 1 out and 1 on now. Cedeno represents the tying run. And Brian Burris with the third baseman Abreu playing way in on the grass, getting ready to bunt. But showing the bunt late. Didn't really come all the way around, just sort of started to turn and drop down on the bat, but didn't give it away completely.
And that part of the game has changed. Guys really square around for the most part. They get around there quite early.
Foul ball. 1 strike to Burris.
A little piece of Montero.
And 1 up for it.
You talk to Major League catcher, they say pitchers up there bunting cause more catchers into injuries. I mean, they're up there jabbing at the ball and stabbing, getting a piece of it. He's around early for sure this time.
It's fouled off again.
See, another chance to get a piece of the catcher. I don't know if I could stand there and that. I would feel like a target. I'm just exposed. As Brian wants to talk to Tony Beasley.
Now here with 2 strikes, typically you'd see a pitcher bunt. Position player would swing away. But a position player probably would bunt here.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the Diamondbacks are guessing that the bunt is still on. Some people feel that pitchers concentrate more when they have 2 strikes on it. My answer to that is you should be concentrating just as much when you go up there for the first pitch.
Well, they're all important.
Yeah. If you're going to concentrate with 2 strikes, why not concentrate with no strikes? Life's a little easier.
Burris down to second base. The job done. And they appeal down to third, and Scott Barry, the umpire there, says that Burris got the bat back, so it'll be ball 1. And a pass ball is charged to Miguel Montero, so Cedeno at second now. Try to get into third.
Not with 1 out. I think he'd be swinging, but again, I'm guessing.
Well, the left side of the infield moving back, and so is Abreu at third. Free pass down to second base on the pass ball.
We might have the same result we were looking for 20 minutes ago. Coming up, a runner at second base, and it cost the Pirates a second out, which would have been the case with a sacrifice bunt.
So Burris, a 2-2 count. Three-two.
This turn this thing upside down a little bit.
Tabata waiting on deck. Brian Burris trying to get on board here.
Now the issue for Brian is just to make sure you get a strike.
Well, Kennedy has gone full on both batters so far this inning. Looks at second at Cedeno. And Burris fights it off. It's down the left field line. Foul. Hit in no man's land, but just foul.
Well, that's the objective. Just put the ball in play. Something good might happen.
Burris will get another chance. Nice to see him help his own cause here. Tying run in scoring position. 2-1 Diamondbacks. Bottom half of the 5th. Goes down swinging. Second time Burris has struck out in the ball game. A trivia question.
Yankees.
So you think the Yankees?
Yep.
All right, here's the question. Tonight's game, coming into the game, Arizona batters have struck out 1,373 times. What is the Major League single season record? That would be the Milwaukee Brewers in 2001. They struck out 1,399 times.
I should have known that. Rusty, just a little rusty.
But when you talk about this team, they've got a good chance to do it with the way that they strike out. And down the right field corner is Tabata. He'll go to second with a run-scoring double, and it is 2-2.
Nice. So we found a way to get Cedeno to second base. It wasn't a bunt, but he got there. As a result of him finding a way to get there with the help of the Diamondbacks and the pass ball, he scores on the double.
Jose goes to right field very well and went to right field with some authority there.
Well, he's had 3 at-bats. He's hit the ball hard each time. A curveball that he hit on a kind of a semi-line to right field. His first at-bat was a pretty good bit of hitting, and then rifled a ball to the third baseman that was caught. So 0 for 2. He deserved to have something good. He's had 3 good at-bats.
Go ahead run at second base, 2 down. Alex Presley takes in the dirt.
I give him a plus for that first at bat because it was a curveball and Kennedy threw him a good one, and he hit it pretty well to right field, but right at Hara. And hit the ball hard to third base, so there was time.
One-0 pitch to Presley. 2 balls, no strikes.
Now I got to ask you a question. Now, do you have a home run call for Mr. Presley when he hits it over the fence? You got something ready?
Well,
other than the obvious?
There's an obvious one. Alex has left the building.
Yeah, right. That's the one I was thinking of. Or if he goes around first base, just turns around to everybody and says, "Thank you very much."
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Get out of here.
It's going to have to go a little farther than that,
all right,
unfortunately.
okay, just practicing.
Rusty Ryle makes the catch. And the Pirates end up tying the ball game on a 2-out double by Tabata.
Coors Light freeze cam. Check out Ronnie Cedeno. With his back to home plate, not over the shoulder, but his back to home plate. He's looking straight back over his hat. That is fabulous. Fabulous play. That's the nice freeze cam brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Great play.
Took the hit away from Chris Young, 3rd inning. So it's a 2-2 ball game, top of the 6th. Stephen Drew, the leadoff man, takes outside.
Brian Burris has been just fine so far. As we said, he's worked 5 innings. 4 of those 5, he has faced the minimum 3 batters.
Drew fouls it away. Stephen Drew is in select company when it comes to an accomplishment. Only Jose Reyes and Zoilo Versalles.
Wow. There's the name out of the past.
The only 2 other shortstops in Major League history with 3 straight seasons of 10 or more doubles, triples, and home runs.
That's a good production from your shortstop. Zoilo Versalles, I think, was on the Minnesota Twins championship team, American League championship team in '65. I think. Is that right?
Yeah, because he pulled off the feet in '63, '64, and '65.
I remember him because I was just starting my Major League career, and he was featured on a Wheaties cereal box. I mean, you didn't get that by accident. He had his picture on the
That would be a collectible.
Yep.
The Zoilo Versalles Wheaties box. And down the right field line and fair. Drew will turn first, head for second. Bonker guns it to the bag, and Drew slides in safely with a leadoff double. So he can add another double to his double total for the year. He's now with 31. 10 triples, 12 home runs. Double figures in those 3 categories.
There's that curveball again, this time Drew stays with it, drops it inside the chalk. Nothing you can do, Garrett. It's out of your hands. Bowker actually played the ball nicely.
Chris Young, the batter. Nobody out. Burris pitch. Young showing bunt. It's ball one. Chris Young 1 for 2 tonight and hitting .279 with runners in scoring position. Young has done an excellent job for Arizona in spite of them having a down year. And he bunts it past the mound. And safe at first base. Burris a bit stunned. A nice play by Brian Burris to shovel it with the glove, and out of the dugout quickly comes John Russell to argue with Dale Scott, the first base umpire.
I thought the Pirates would get the out call because Burris did a nice job recovering. He's a left-hander following through toward third base. He had to reverse that follow through and go over and just shovel the ball to Garrett Jones, and he does it.
Get a look in the AGH cam, see how close it was. He's
out easily.
Out by 10 miles.
I thought Burris, his tendency is go toward third base in the scoop. The important thing about the scoop is that the scoop was not high. You know, sometimes you get that balloon, but this was right on the money. That's a terrific play. Terrific play, and the Pirates don't get the call.
Well, you got to wonder what Dale Scott was thinking. I think John Russell found out.
Well,
and Dale Scott found out what John Russell was thinking.
And if John had a chance to see the replay, he would still be out there.
Well, if he sees it later, he'll be in a bad mood, because this could really affect the ball game at this point.
Well, Brian does a nice job. That scoop and delivery is just as good as you can do it. It does change it. You're right, Tim, because now it's first and third, nobody out. Even if you get the out, you even got a guy at third base. That's one run. You've settled everything down. But now the whole thing has been opened up to the Diamondbacks. A runner at third with one out. Okay, that you give them the runner. There's still a lot of ball game to play. It's a 3-2 ball game. Now they are in a situation, good part of the batting order, where they can do some significant damage. Love to see a ground ball right now. Love to see one.
Burris keeping the ball down. That's his intent, trying to get Johnson hit into a double play. Pirates conceding the run, playing for 2. They would trade the 2 outs for a run here.
He's hit into 11. That's second most on the team. Upton, who's not in the lineup, has hit into 20.
And Justin Upton battling some shoulder irritation. He's missed a number of starts recently. Two and one now to Kelly Johnson. Johnson sits safely in 9 of his last 11. Hit his career best 21st home run Wednesday at Cincinnati. He's also tied his single season career high with 11 stolen bases, so he's been active this year for Arizona. Runner goes, pitch swung on, fouled back, and that's a break.
Yep. He made the early commitment. He guessed that Burris was going to go to home plate. He guessed correctly, and the Pirates got lucky with the foul ball.
Sean Gallagher out loosening up. Watch the jump.
Look. Yeah, the jump and the hesitation, but still, he had a little momentum going for him.
2-2 to Johnson, the 3-hitter. Chris Young.
Has he got braces on? Is it?
He's just getting a snack out of his necklace. Bites down hard enough, they might turn into braces. Two pitch. Got him. Strike 3. And that's a good start as Burris Gets his second strikeout of the game.
Couldn't pick a better spot to get the second strikeout. There's the curveball again. So when it comes down to cases, they lean on it. Lean on calling that curveball. AGH cam showing you the spin again. You know, there's so many great uses that AGH cam. It's so much fun to look at. I love looking at the action on the baseball from the pitcher to the catcher, especially with the curveball. You can see the spin, you can see the downward plane. Real plus for our broadcast.
Adam LaRoche has grounded out twice to second base. One out, first and third, and now they've got Young hung up, and he is out.
All right, now the stage is set to spit this whole thing out. Maybe not have to give up even one run. Again, he guessed. This time he didn't guess correctly. And the Pirates get the slide-by tag by Ronnie. They get the call. And now 2 outs, runner at third base.
Roach takes strike one. Good throw, too, by Garrett Jones. He had a problem with that earlier in the season where he was screened by the runner off it. Couldn't get the ball to the base, and has worked extensively on that.
Yep. And he's got the better chance of doing that correctly than a right-hand throwing first baseman. He's already got the angle created somewhat by the fact that he's throwing from that side. Ronnie making the tag.
See, the throw was on the inside part of the bag, and then Cedeno coming across.
Yeah, not the easiest call for an umpire when the tag is up on the body, and you're, as an umpire, you're looking at where the tag is and where the foot is. It's not easy.
Another strike to Adam LaRoche.
A couple of ground balls to second base. Adam will strike out his share of the time. Now, you're looking for a strikeout, so important that Ryan Domit is on his game to block if he needs to. They'd love to go with a curveball in these situations. They've just really leaned on it. We'll see if he stays with it.
1-2.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Adam has struck out 123 times this year. He's on the list of the top strikeout guys in baseball. Not near the top, though. That's Mark Reynolds of the Diamondbacks. 197 times Reynolds has struck out. Let me correct that number. 152 strikeouts for Adam LaRoche. He's tied for fifth most.
Fastball.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Rung up by Scott Barry. And Brian Burris gets out of it. And Adam LaRoche goes down on strikes for the 153rd time this year.
They go away from the curveball, come up and in, and I don't know. Pirates, I think, got the call there.
Adam LaRoche going down on strikes, rung up on an appeal. Third base umpire Scott Barry saying that he won around. LaRoche 0 for 3. So the Diamondbacks wasted an opportunity in the top half of the 6th. Neil Walker leads off the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 ball game. Pretty good game here tonight. Good way to open up the final homestand of 2010.
And what a job Brian Burris did. Runners on first and third, nobody out, and the Diamondbacks do not score. I've got a big circle around that whole sequence. The strikeout, and then the caught stealing, and then the other strikeout, second strikeout. It's great stuff.
Burris so far through 6.
Keeping it together. He really is. 1 run earned, 1 unearned.
2 balls and a strike to Neal. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Hit his 11th home run of the year in the first inning. And got a base hit to right in the 4th. Guys like Walker and Tabata, they're finding out what September baseball's like. Come up through the minor leagues. Beginning of September is the end of your season.
Yeah, you're home by now.
And now playing that final month. And that's what a lot of young players talk about, is becoming accustomed to that last month. And do you have enough gas in the tank?
Yeah, and mentally more than physically. These guys are in great shape. Physically they can certainly handle it. The mental part. And then the mental part being, okay, I gotta grind out this at bat. I gotta grind out this jam with the bases loaded and 1 out, or those kind of things. Physically they're fine.
Pedro finding out the same. Pedro had a little bonus baseball last year, or 2 years ago. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball first. Roach flips on to Ian Kennedy for the out. Well, make sure you join us on Sunday. It's another Kids Day at the ballpark, and all kids 14 and under receive a PNC Park puzzle poster. Compliments of Pirates.com. To get tickets, visit Pirates.com. Don't forget, Family Fun Zone opens at 11 o'clock on Federal Street. Kids get to run the bases post-game thanks to HK Pretzels. All kids 14 and under get the PNC Park puzzle poster. Pirates.com for more info. 1 out, Garrett Jones, the hitter. 0 for 1 with a walk, hit into a double play in the 4th inning. Walk back in the 1st.
These 2 starters pretty much picking up where they left off in their previous 2 starts. Both of them pitching well. Trying to put a 3-pack together.
Miguel Montero will go and talk to Kennedy.
Not liking that delivery. Not liking the fact that you got a tie ball game in the 6th inning. You're behind in the count 2-0. Lots of strikes. And he's gotten lots of strikes. Kennedy has not walked a batter. Struck out 3.
Brian Burris watching on right now. 2-2 game, and Jones slams one down to Adam LaRoche for the out. 2 men out. When you talk about Kennedy, talk about pitch counts, like not the limit of his pitch count, but first time through the order pretty much. Pitches 1 through 30. The opposition hits 275 against him, but he gets stronger after that. Pitches 31 through 90 have resulted in a 204 average. Right now he's right in that range at 57 pitches. Goes back up again later in the ball game. Pitches 91 through 120. Opponents hitting 244 against him. In the middle part of the game, he's been able to keep it together.
And efficient. 57 pitches. Very, very efficient here in the 6th inning.
Pedro swings and misses at the 0-1. Nothing in 2.
And he's, he's not the biggest guy. Not small by any means. He's 6 foot, 195 pounds. Throw a lot of strikes, pitch out in front, get some quick outs. Where you want to be in the pitch count.
Pedro watches that one drop in for strike 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Bucks, and we'll go to the 7th inning when we come back. Brian Burris getting ready to start the top half of the 7th inning of a 2-2 ball game. 5 hits apiece. That one run committed by one error rather committed by Pedro Alvarez in the 3rd resulted in a run. That's really been the difference in the game thus far. Tony Abreu, the 3rd baseman, 0 for 2. Takes ball 1. Good to see that Pirates bullpen is quiet. We did see Sean Gallagher up a little while ago, but there's been no activity since. 2-0 to Abreu.
I'm going to talk to Brian Burris tomorrow when I see him and see if his shirt sleeve size is different from one arm to the other after all these curveballs. A longer shirt for that left arm with all these hooks.
We'll just have him stand up and hold his hands at his side. One arm longer than the other.
Just measure, yeah. He's been doing a whole lot of pitching tonight. See if he can come all the way back. 7th inning, 2-2 ball game. You don't want to walk anybody. Simple as that. There have been no walks issued in this ball game.
Three and 1 on Abreu. Looking out at Burris. 3-1 pitch. That's 3-2.
A couple steps in the right direction to prevent that first free pass.
Abreu's been around the field a little bit. He started 12 games at shortstop, 10 at second base. Tonight is his 8th start at third. He's even started a game as a designated hitter in interleague play. Payoff pitch, grounded to short. Great Cedeno guns him out.
Well done. Yep, here's tonight's plays, plural, that made you smile, brought to you by our friends at Aspen Dental. Pay attention, there's 4 of them. There was one out that should have been called at first. Strikeout. Throw him out at second. Get Adam LaRoche up there, and it's yes. The commitment was made according to the third base umpire, and he gets out of it. Boy, 4 great plays.
Well, it's too bad you couldn't credit one and have it carry over to the next inning.
Well, those plays brought to you by our friends at Aspen Dental. Great stuff.
If you could get a carryover, then there'd be 2 outs instead of 1.
Yeah, you want to build up a little credit.
Always good to have credit.
Always good to come back from a 3-0 count and get an out, 2 in a tie ball game in the 7th inning.
Catcher Miguel Montero awaits the 0-1. Breaking ball for a strike.
Nice differential, 74-mile-an-hour curveball compared to his 89, 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Ryan scheduled to be the 4th batter in the bottom of the 7th.
To right center, long run for Bowker. He's got his head down. That one's going over it. It's going to bounce off the top of the wall. And Miguel Montero will settle in with a 1-out double.
You're exactly right. Bowker had the head down. When an outfielder has the head down, he knows he doesn't have any chance to catch the ball. He's just going to go get to where he thinks it's going to bounce as quickly as possible, get it back in. That's all he can do. Another challenge for Brian Burris now, as that ball had a lot of carry to it. Got hung up on that little fencing above the padded wall. Not much of a bounce back to the infield, but there's our AGH cam once again showing you the contact. So there's a little fence above the padded wall before the home run railing.
Just a couple inches away. It goes over. It would have been an automatic double. Either way, it's the same result. And at second. 1 out. Rusty Ryle takes high ball 1.
There's a couple ways that you can get a no bounce situation along the outfield wall. There's a little separation where the padded wall ends down close to the dirt and the ball can get trapped under that, or you can get a ball that bounces up into that fencing. And you as an outfielder won't get much help. That ball won't come back to you very quickly. You're going to have to take a few extra steps and go get it on the track.
Ryle, little comebacker. Burris looks at third. Now he'll go to first and take the out. Right now, we'll look at our easy-to-use.com Minor League Connection. We'll give you an update. Game 3 of the Eastern League Finals. The Pirates AA club Altoona with a 4-0 lead over Trenton in Trenton. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Andrew Lambeau, a solo home run. And that's a big home run. And Lambeau, good prospect, picked up in the trade that involved James McDonald from the Dodgers. Best of luck to Altoona as they go for the title.
Now let's see, John Russell wants timeout. I don't know if he's going to make a switch or not. I'm thinking this might be strategy to try to force the hand maybe of Kirk Gibson if you want to walk this batter and force Kennedy to come up and swing the bat. I think this is more, let's talk it over and find out what we want to do.
Now, there is some activity in the bullpen, but it just started, so. Well, next weekend's going to be a big weekend here, too. Saturday night, September 25th, Pirates taking on the Astros. Final home weekend of the series. After the game, one of America's favorite pop jam bands, OAR, will be taking the PNC Park stage for the final post-game concert of the season. They'll be playing all their hits, including This Town, Love and Memories, and Shattered. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. Certainly want to stay for after the Astros and the Bucks a week from tomorrow night. Sean Gallagher warming up for the second time. You know, one thing we haven't seen a lot of this season until maybe the last 10 days to 2 weeks is John Russell coming out of the dugout to discuss strategy and to check on the pitcher himself.
Yep, that was all about the strategy, what they want to do here.
Farah takes a strike, 1-1. You know, in the beginning part of the season, there was always a pattern, really, where the pitching coach would come out first, and then for any changes, John would come out and make the change. A 1-1. I think it began when Brian was pitching against the Braves 2 starts ago here at PNC Park, and went out there and said, hey, you need to do this.
Yeah, yeah, it's a completely different visit when you go down. Hey, I've got faith in you. I know you can get this done. That's like a verbal pat on the back that I believe in you, and that's a big thing for a pitcher. This was more strategy, I'm sure.
That's a strike, 2-2.
And now Brian has got the option. Now he's got to be a little careful because you don't want to go so far out of the strike zone it becomes a real difficult situation for your catcher. If you're thinking strikeout here, even if you lose him, you're in good shape because you got the pitcher in the on-deck circle, so you can force Kirk Gibson to make a decision.
Brian Burris with 2 outs and a runner at third. 2-2 the score.
Yep, activity in the Arizona bullpen.
And this one poked to left field, and that is going to be a fair ball, and the Diamondbacks have the lead. Parra will head into second with a cheap double. 3-2.
Well, they decided to go after the number 8 man. Well, this is just right off the end of the bat. So with that playing out the way it did, the Pirates were just figuring that there was going to be a pinch hitter anyway, so why not go after the number 8 guy? So that's why they didn't walk him and go to the number 9 spot, because there was going to be a pinch hitter to be faced anyway.
Gerardo Parra.
Second double. This one not as legit as the first one, but just as effective. An RBI double.
Here is Cole Gillespie going on to pinch hit for Ian Kennedy. So they got a run for Kennedy. Kennedy would be the pitcher record right now for Arizona. Gillespie, recalled after the AAA season on September 7th. Had a little bit of time in the big leagues earlier in the year. The 7th of May against the Brewers, he hit his first career home run. He had back-to-back 2-hit games in late April against the Cubs. Made his major league debut April 21st against the Cardinals as a pinch hitter. Got his first hit with a double off of Chris Carpenter. So an impressive guy to get your first hit off of. And when Parra's hit just fell in down the left field line, Kennedy, the pitcher, all of a sudden that caught his attention.
Yeah,
he knows what the situation is.
I'm eligible. Just to correct his line, I said there were no free passes issued. Kennedy did walk one. He walked Garrett Jones in the first inning.
Cole Gillespie has a 1-2 count on him.
Kennedy does go the 6 innings, 2 runs on 5 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Can win it, can't lose it. Good position for a starter to be in.
Burris has reached the century mark in pitches tonight.
Again, scheduled to be the 4th batter.
Gillespie will have another on a check swing. Gilman wants a word with Brian Burris.
Well, the Phillies are on their way to an easy win, and the Braves are struggling. The Phillies winning by 6, the Braves winning by 2 late in their ball game.
Phillies put 6 up in the first inning. And incidentally, in that game in New York, Braves and Mets, Bobby Cox thrown out. Ejected.
Well, business as usual for Bobby Cox. Not his first dance.
So 158 career ejections now for Bobby Cox.
And I bet on each and every one of them he got his money's worth.
Well, as he's getting ready to go out, he could get more and more money, more and more value out of those arguments. Down to third. Pedro's got it. And he throws out Gillespie. The go-ahead run comes in. 2 doubles in the inning. Stretch time. Middle of the 7th at PNC Park. Diamondbacks 3, Pirates 2. For fans only to vote for the Pirates' top memorable moment that you'd like to see replayed here on FSN Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh, FSNinsider.com, Pittsburgh.FSNinsider.com. Gatorade replay. Will it be June 5th? Giants Lastings Miller's game-winning catch on the warning track, or August 7th against Colorado? Pedro Alvarez walk-off homer off Houston Street at PNC. Make your vote count. We'll announce the winner and relive that moment with you right here on FSN Pittsburgh, bringing the game to you. Cole Gillespie goes into left field for the Diamondbacks. Stays in the game in the 9th spot.
Blaine Boyer coming on to work. Trying to hold on to a 1-run lead after Ian Kennedy departs. Blaine Boyer called up from AAA Reno early June. ground ball pitcher. Throws a lot of sinking fastballs. Throws a lot of ground ball double plays, according to his resume.
Facing John Bowker. And Bowker to the right side. Adam LaRoche will handle it. You know, you look at those two plays we just talked about, Steve. The Lastings-Milledge catch to beat the Giants, or the Pedro Alvarez homer to beat the Rockies. Which one of those two is your favorite?
Well, being a pitcher, you know, I'm drawn to the Milledge catch, but I don't know if there's anything more dramatic than the walk-off home run. I'm gonna respect number one and vote for number two, Pedro Alvarez, the walk-off home run. But I won't forget that Milledge catch. I really won't.
Go to pittsburgh.fsninsider.com/Gatorade replay. Cast your vote. 3-2 Diamondbacks, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Ryan Doumit, a ball and no strikes. Doumit 0 for 2, flying to center, grounded to second.
52 innings for Boyer. He's just given up one home run. We told you he throws those ground ball double plays, so you know likes to keep the ball downstairs. Keep the ball downstairs. You don't give up many home runs. That's the way it works.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
In theory.
Wait a minute.
There's a drive.
Time out.
Way back and gone. Home run, Ryan Doumit. Number 13 is lucky for Ryan Doumit. And it's a tie ball game at 3.
Well, scratch all that stuff I said. Ryan Doumit unloads just right over the 375 sign. If it's 15 feet or maybe 5 feet to the right, it goes off the FSN sign. But it was just to the left of that yellow line. And that quickly, we've got a brand new ball game. It's going to be interesting to see how much we can slow that down, because there's a vertical line, not a horizontal line, that separates that lower padded wall from where the upper deck starts. Right there, and that, if we can hold that for 1 minute, right there is that line, and that ball is right around there.
So Daniel fouls this one off, 0-1. So hit it in the right spot.
Just a little left of the yellow sign, the yellow line.
I get the FSN sign on camera as the ball went by. So
if we had more time, I was going to circle that. Yeah. If we can. Oh, this is. There's the ball, and it's coming down just the left of that line. Wow. Okay, here we go. Right there. Okay, the ball is there, and there's FSN. Okay. All right, there we go.
You got it all. Whew. And strike 3, and Cedeno's down on strikes.
I'm not going to draw on this one. I've had my chance. Boyer knows it's got a chance. It's got plenty of distance. It's just a matter if it's going to be off the FSN Pirate sign or it's just going to be far enough to the left. And that ball had a lot of carry to it.
Pirates tie it here in the 7th. Now Brandon Moss will come up and pinch hit. Brandon celebrated his 27th birthday yesterday. First ball swinging, and he grounds out to short. And that'll do it. So we're through 7 at PNC Park. Ryan Doumit dialing long distance. And the Pirates and Diamondbacks are even at 3. Well, Ryan Domit's home run makes it a 3-3 game. Let's look at tonight's Pirates in-game box score presented by Mass Mutual. Tabata 1 out of 3. Walker 2 for 3. He's got a solo home run. Alvarez 1 out of 3. Domit 1 for 3. Cedeno 1 for 3. In-game box score presented by Mass Mutual. Joel Hanrahan comes on to pitch for the Pirates now in the 8th inning, so he will not get the later inning duty tonight. Apparently that's going to Evan Meek, as the Pirates are going to give each of them save opportunities, or at least put them in positions where they could be save opportunities.
Why not? Joel Hanrahan, his season numbers. Pirates 3 runs, 2 of them come on the solo home runs, Walker and Doman.
Hanrahan been doing a great job with the strikeout. He's 5 away from tying his career high of 93, set in 2008. He's got 88 this year. That ranks 3rd among all relief pitchers in Major League Baseball, behind Carlos Marmol of the Cubs. He's got 122, and Tyler Clippard of the Nationals was 97. And there's Joel Hanrahan.
And there's Mr. Stephen Drew, quite a bit behind that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Drew is 0 for 2 against Hanrahan in his career, and Hanrahan struck him out one of those 2 times. Grounds it past the glove of Jones and into right field. Base hit for Drew.
Either just wide of Garrett's glove or just underneath.
Well, base hit. 3rd hit of the ball game for Stephen Drew, who has an 8-game hitting streak. Chris Young, 2nd hitter. He is 2 for 3 tonight, and robbed of a hit too in the 3rd inning by Ronnie Cedeno. He made that fine running over the shoulder catch out in left center field. Pitch to Young, ground ball to Pedro, to Walker for 1, double play.
Nice. Very, very nice. Room service hop to Pedro. He was kind of playing in a little bit in case they wanted to try to move the runner over. Taylor made 5-4-3. You see Pedro, he's at least even with the bag, if not a step toward home plate in front. They take the long road home. 5-4-3. A couple of long throws, but they get it done.
Joel Hanrahan likes it.
Yeah, nice to see Neal hold his ground at second base.
He's doing a really good job learning the footwork there. And you saw Walker with his left toe barely touch the bag, and then do the crow hop to get out of the way. Strike 1 to Kelly Johnson.
Now, has Neal been wearing glasses? You got the glasses on tonight. Did I get that right? Is Neal Walker wearing glasses?
He had sunglasses on earlier. Well, those are the clear lenses.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Those are his double play glasses.
Yeah. Glasses like I wear when I get my teeth cleaned. With those glasses on.
Protective. Strike 3.
Hello.
Strikeout 89 for Joel Hanrahan. Double play helps, and Hanrahan makes it a quick top of the 8th. 3-3. Well, Tom Walker likes it. But Pirates need another run. It's tied at 3 right now as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Get one more run, he'll like it a lot. And they'll have to try it against Aaron Heilman, longtime New York Mets long man last year with the Cubs, but here were the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Tabata bunts past the mound. Heilman throws high, and the Pirates have the go-ahead run aboard. A base hit for Jose Tabata. He's 2 for 4 tonight.
Nicely done. Nicely done, as Aaron Heilman, a big guy, has his work cut out for him to get over and moving away from first base, get the baseball, turn around, and get it back toward first base. There's the bunt. He does everything just about as well as he can, but the combination of the placement of the ball and the speed of Tabata gives the Pirates action here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Pirates play some small ball here because Presley's a very good bunter.
The Diamondbacks want to find that out. It certainly sets up that way if you want to go in that direction, try to move the runner. Numbers for Aaron. He's given up 8 home runs.
Pitch to Presley. Wait, as Heilman goes over to first. Heilman's been used a lot for 64 games. This is his 65th appearance, on pace for 70. He's one of 3 pitchers to have worked 70 or more games in each of the previous 4 seasons. The other 2, the Twins' John Roush, former Diamondback, and the Reds' Russ Springer. Springer only has 2 appearances this year, and Roush at 54 appearances.
And folks here are a little frustrated with Aaron Heilman, but believe me, he's been booed by experts. He spent 5 years with the Mets.
Yes, he did. He knows how to hear it.
I'd be surprised if Presley didn't bunt.
And there he goes. He bunts it toward the first base side. Nice spot. And he's out. Wow.
Bang, bang at first base. Perfect bunt, and Presley came that close to beating it out.
He may have been closer than Chris Young was earlier in the game.
Really. Perfect bunt.
Look at him get down the line.
Yeah, they get him. Good call. First base umpire Dale Scott.
Go ahead run in scoring position, and now Walker has a chance to drive him in, but Tabata, good speed.
Yeah, he has good speed, and the Diamondbacks can't cheat too much because Neal sprays the ball around a lot, which lends itself to Jose right at the last moment maybe being able to get an extra step, because the shortstop, who is charged with the responsibility of holding him on, is going to have to give ground. His primary responsibility is making sure he's in position, so he can't stay with Jose too long. See him creeping up, but then he's going back. See, that opens up.
And Walker hits this one deep to left center. And Tabata giving it a look, but he won't be able to advance. Neal thought he saw the pitch he could drive and got it up in the air too much. It's caught by Rusty Ryle. Now Garrett Jones will have a chance.
And no left-hander working for the Diamondbacks in the bullpen, so it is Heilman against Jones. Now, they may choose not to work to him, but you got another left-hander in the on-deck circle. So I'm trying to see that they've got some left-handers available. I'm pretty surprised here.
Jones has never faced Heilman. Nothing in one.
A little advantage now, even more so for Jose Tabata. He can go on contact, doesn't have to be worried if the ball's going to be caught. Take off the minute the ball is hit.
Now behind 0-2. Garrett's been able to reach base via base hit in 8 of his last 9 games, trying to make it 9 of 10 tonight. If he can get a hit here.
And now Montero wants to talk to Heilman. The ball game is in the balance right here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Heilman out in front, 0-2. This Indiana native, he's about as big as Scott Rowland. They grow him pretty big in Indiana.
They do.
But they want to make sure they've got the upper hand in the at-bat, 0-2.
So Heilman, the Hoosier, getting set to pitch to Garrett Jones.
Yeah, remembers the old Coaster song?
Yeah.
Along Came Jones. Yep.
That's a ball.
That's a very matter-of-fact way of protecting your pitching room. 0-2. No real danger of hitting the batter unless he's just really diving out there. That certainly gets every batter's attention. Helps the pitcher to set up his next delivery.
And he strikes out Garrett Jones, and the Pirates leave the go-ahead run out at second base. We'll go to the ninth, all even at 3.
You get a guy with 2 strikes, you'll see a lot of pitchers in the big leagues go to their slider if they have a good one. Usually right-handed pitchers and left-handed pitchers have it in their arsenal. But for me, if I get ahead with a guy, this is what I like to do.
You can catch the entire tip on Sunday's Trip Total Media Pirates pregame show beginning at 1:30 right here on FSN Pittsburgh.
The slider.
And Meek out in the bullpen starting to think about maybe entering the game here. Over the top of the 9th, Joel Hanrahan stays on. So he had some quick work in the 8th, gave up a single to Stephen Drew, but then Chris Young early in the count hit into a 5-4-3 around the horn double play. And then Hanrahan got Kelly Johnson to strike out looking. So Hanrahan out facing Adam LaRoche. Adam grounded out to second twice and struck out. Current average at 260. He missed off the corner.
Well, we got you up to date on Philadelphia leading Washington comfortably. Atlanta still up a little bit on the Mets, and the Cardinals are doing a thumping on the San Diego Padres. San Francisco will play later on out on the West Coast. Business as usual in the East, but out west, Padres scuffling.
3-1. Now it's 3-2. This is only the second time, and assuming he gets through this inning, second time this year Hanrahan will have worked 2 innings. First time he did it was on the 12th of June in an interleague game against the Detroit Tigers.
He wound up having a fairly tidy 8th inning after the base hit, double play, and then strikeout. And here he is, inning number 2.
And foul back. Adam LaRoche, Fort Scott, Kansas. And he takes high and away, ball 4. So Hanrahan walks the leadoff man in the 9th. In case you missed it around the major leagues, presented by Mazda. Told you earlier about Bobby Cox being thrown out tonight's game against the Mets. Jason Worth 2 for 3, a solo home run, pair of runs batted in. Phillies leading the Nationals in the 8th. Albert Pujols 2 for 2. Cardinals lead the Padres. Jason Hayward 2 out of 4. Braves lead the Mets. A 3-run home run in the 4th inning for the rookie Jason Hayward. In fact, the Braves were already in New York yesterday before we went to the ballpark, Steve. And we saw Derek Lowe walking around, along with a few of his teammates. Justin Upton now running at first base for LaRoche. Tony Abreu looks to bunt. He's giving it away. American League East race, 3-3, Angels and Tampa Bay in St. Pete tonight, bottom of the 7th. And the Yankees, they are down by 2 runs in the 7th inning, 3-1 to Baltimore. Alex Rodriguez has hit a home run.
Number 24 for A-Rod. Keep a close eye on Upton. He's stolen 16 bases, excuse me, but he's been thrown out 8.
Yeah, that's an interesting race in the AL East. It was a 3-team race, primarily a 2-team race now. But the National League West, that's the best one. Abreu can't bunt as the pitch is outside. Well, the American League looks like Minnesota's got the Central in hand. Texas with a double-digit lead over Oakland in the West, but just a half game between the Yankees and Tampa Bay. They'll seesaw back and forth. Boston, while not out of it, it's going to be very difficult at 6.5 back and 6 behind the Yankees in the wild card chase. There goes Upton. Throw down by Dome. It is not there. Stolen base for Upton. That's his 17th.
Big jump. Throw coming in late. Then he has to go up with the bounce. Several steps for Upton before the ball was released.
Top of the 9th of a 3-3 ball game. And Upton, the go-ahead run at second with nobody out. And Abreu still thinking about getting him over to third, but now Hanrahan fires in a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. This kind of situation, tie ball game, 9th inning, obvious challenge. But when you have a strikeout pitcher out there, it presents the opportunity to just overpower his way out of this. Not easy, but that opportunity is there.
2-2, foul bunt.
He's in a position now to perhaps take a first step in that direction. When you have these situations in a finesse pitcher, usually there's going to be contact involved almost all the time. Now you've got a guy that can rack up the strikeouts you were talking about last inning. Cast a different light on it.
Hanrahan trying to retire Abreu. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch will wait as Hanrahan wants to get some dirt out of his glove.
Yeah, Pedro's still not convinced that the bunt is off. He's still on the grass at third base. Now, if you're thinking about trying to get the strikeout, even the foul ball, high fastball, it's tough to catch up and put that ball down on the ground. A lot of them are fouled off.
And a late swing, and he got him.
Yeah, he got him because he went away from the fastball, threw him the slider, and Abreu was looking for the heat, but got the slider. Step number 1.
Strikeout number 2 for Hanrahan tonight. He now Those punched out 90 hitters on the year.
It wasn't a great slider, but a bad swing. So
just where the ball was when he started his swing, Steve. It was over the plate.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking about. Wow. That's why hitting's tough. They do those kind of things.
Miguel Montero takes ball one. And hitters have to know. They have their extensive research and numbers and video and information. They know Hanrahan's got just 2 pitches.
But that number 1 pitch is it's hard not to lay on it. You've got to lay on that fastball. You've got to be ready for that. Almost like he might have flinched, think, oh, it's not the fastball, and then wait, and the flinch was too long, so he's even late on the slider.
Foul tipped for strike. And it's where he puts it, too. The location is always very good. Keeps the ball down low, as evidenced by getting the ground ball double play in the 8th inning, get into by Chris Young.
Many times the strikeout pitchers won't get a lot of double plays because they're power guys, and power guys are upstairs a lot. Upstairs doesn't lend itself to all that many ground balls. 97 on that fastball. Montero, would you say he's a strikeout candidate? I would say everybody's a strikeout candidate with Joel Hanrahan. I mean, he's gone down his share of times. Now, is that the veteran, Mike Hampton?
It is.
Wow. You talk about perseverance. He's a whole different story. There's 96 miles an hour. There's some Pete and Joel Hanrahan.
Two and two.
It's hard to just imagine being up there 60 feet away from 96 miles an hour, right? It's tough. Staying alive.
Just a protection swing there, and he fouled it off.
Yeah. By the way, Mike Hampton out there in the bullpen, there was a time where he was just one of the very best. He was 22-4 one year. Yes, we used to call him the Bulldog. And he is a Bulldog. He's been through so much physically in his career. He's still got a major league uniform on.
There comes the 2-2. Foul back, yeah. And last year, while with Houston, and in years past, as a starter, Mike Hampton has given the Pirates nightmares.
Yeah, he is. He's quite an athlete. Field his position. He's one of the best at fielding his position. He's hit a bunch of career home runs. A lot of respect for Mike Hampton, really.
2-2 to Miguel Montero. Go-ahead runs at second base. That's Justin Upton, pinch running for Adam LaRoche, who walked. Upton stole second. 2-2, pulled foul.
Becoming quite a battle.
Pulled the slider. Montero has turned into a good defensive catcher.
Mike Hampton, by the way, has 16 career home runs. So, yeah, he can hit. An athlete.
2-2 pitch. Outside the count, full now, 3-2.
Feels his position. 16 career home runs. Pinch runner on occasion.
The payoff pitch from Hanrahan to Miguel Montero. It's just foul. And Garrett Jones made sure to check that one into the boards.
Yeah, you got to lay on that first baseline. Mr. Batista for the Blue Jays has hit his 48th home run. And nope.
Amazing. Stop there by Garrett. Amazing about Jose Bautista as he's on his way to 50. Toronto leading Boston 10-5 in the 7th at Fenway Park.
And Montero has seen a whole lot of Joel Hanrahan. lot of pitches.
3-2 pitch now from Hanrahan. And he walked him.
Joel wanted it. We all wanted it. None of us got it. Just a little bit off the outside corner.
So John Russell's going to the bullpen. It's not often you see Joel Hanrahan get lifted from a game. But he walks Miguel Montero.
Yeah, he's thrown enough pitches. I think that's the primary reason here.
30 pitches through an inning and a third. Our Columbia Gas 8-1-1 call to the pen has been made. As the Pirates will have a right-handed reliever coming in, Evan Meek. Bucks and Diamondbacks Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock. Then the Cardinals come in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and a matinee on Thursday afternoon. Coverage begins with the Trib Total Media Pirates pregame show. That is the road ahead. 3-3 the score. Top of the ninth inning. 1 out. Evan Meek on. He's facing a pinch hitter, lefty Brandon Allen.
4 scoreless appearances since he hurt his hand.
2 on and 1 out now as the Diamondbacks try to threaten. Hanrahan went an inning and a third. 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Book open on him. He's responsible for both men on base. Meek's 1-0 pitch. Strike. Just 6 for 23 is Brandon Allen. And he rips this one foul. Allen, September 1st call-up. Played 107 games in AAA with the Reno Aces in the Pacific Coast League. And how about this? The day he's called up, they're playing the Padres, gets his first career grand slam. He's only the third rookie to hit a grand slam in the Diamondbacks history, joining Kareem Garcia and Chris Snyder, now with the Bucks. And down he goes.
Little 95-mile-an-hour fastball, a little zip, little finish. Mr. Allen is finished for this at bat.
Swung underneath that one. Good look from the AGH cam. The meek shall inherit the earth.
I've heard that somewhere. I just can't place it.
thought that guy made it up. Gerardo Parra had the bloop double that caused all kinds of problems before. Now a slow ground ball hit to second. Neil Walker will throw him out. Pirates get out of the inning, kill the Diamondback threat. And now Evan Meek gets the Pirates to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. Alvarez, Bowker, and Domet trying to get it done. 3-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th when we return to PNC Park. It is the 11th home run of the year. That got the Pirates on the board, made it a 1-0 lead. Pirates played some long ball a little later in the game, too, in the 7th, when Ryan Domet with 1 out would hit his 13th. Deep part of the ballpark. That tied the game at 3. And that is where we are as we get set to begin the bottom of the 9th inning. Ryan Burris, an outstanding start. Another quality start for the Bucco left-hander. 7 hits, 3 strikeouts. Didn't walk anybody. 2 earned runs given up of the 3. So 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Pirates. 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Diamondbacks. And here is the veteran left-hander Mike Hampton.
148 Major League wins, including that 22-4 year. I love, Brian Burris, no walks again. Love the control.
Always good.
It helps.
You get a starter who gets deep into the ball game, doesn't walk anybody. You get a great opportunity.
That was my vote for the choice between the 2 plays.
The Gatorade replay?
Yep.
Vote for Pedro?
That's it. I just made that sign up between innings. You know, you can do it again right here, Pedro. Just to help the voting public.
A breaking ball in for a strike. Alvarez 1 for 3, singled in the 4th. He has ground out and struck out. Facing Mike Hampton, 2-time All-Star, 1999 and 2001. He went to the Midsummer Classic. Way outside that time, 1-1. Been the National League Championship Series MVP before, back in 2000. And he became the first pitcher ever to win a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger in the same season in 2003. Broken bat roller to the right side. And that is taken care of for the out.
That'd be Justin Upton stayed in there, or is that Allen? Oh no, we got a new first baseman.
That just sawed in half.
Kindler.
And Allen making the play at first. And Andrew McCutchen, who didn't start tonight because of a stomach bug, will come out to to a great ovation as McCutchen gets a chance to bat against Mike Hampton in the bottom of the ninth.
Andrew McCutchen.
So he's got the lines from all the movies. He's McLovin McCutchen. He's the vote for Pedro's from Napoleon Dynamite. McLovin from Superbad, right, Steve?
Sure.
You're the movie guy. Sure. Kirk Gibson comes out and has a bit of a chat with Mike Hampton. Go back to Wednesday in New York. Andrew McCutchen hit a ninth-inning home run off of Hisanori Takahashi. Hampton's going to be done. So Kirk Gibson comes out to get him. And our Columbia Gas 811 call to the pen has been made by the Diamondbacks. That scene that has been replayed time and time again. The long Jordan-esque leap by Andrew McCutchen. Can he do it again? McCutchen, who did not start due to the stomach flu, will come out and he will face Esmerling Vasquez.
Averaging a little over a strikeout per inning. 52 innings, 53 strikeouts, 6 home runs given up.
26-year-old out of the Dominican Republic delivers, and that's strike one. Vasquez tossed a scoreless inning on Wednesday against the Reds. Spent 3 scoreless innings in his last 4 outings. And quickly strike 2, 0-2.
A little slider, a lot of fastball.
Bottom of the ninth, 1 out, 3-3. The pitch. Inside and high. Esmerling Vasquez against Andrew McCutchen. The 1-2. 2-2 now. Vasquez out of Tenares in the Dominican.
One of the 53 strikeouts in 52 innings. He's walked 31. Wow, so close.
Good eye by McCutchen. That fills up the count.
Well, not all that bad to take it because there's not much you're going to do with it. It's a really good looking pitch that is very close to getting called a third strike.
3-2. That's ball 4, and the winning run's aboard in the ninth. And Ryan Doumit, who's had a few late inning dramatic home runs. He's got one here in the late innings tonight in the 7th, a solo shot. He's 1 for 3.
And he wouldn't have to perhaps get the ball way over the fence. If he catches a gap, it could be interesting for Andrew, who we know can fly around a base pass. And the Diamondbacks will be very, very aware of him at first base as Montero comes out and talks to Vasquez. So we could see some activity from the pitcher's mound over to first base.
The onlookers are interested to see what Domet will do.
Yeah, and the outfield for the Diamondbacks very, very deep, as you might expect, trying to cut off a ball and hold Andrew to third base if he did catch a gap. Talking about Brian Domet. Spread out and very deep.
A lot of room out there.
Makes it look even bigger when the outfield guys are playing so deep. There's a lot of green grass.
2-0.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be quick. We can take 4 walks.
I mean, if you dropped one in over the shortstop's head heading toward the gap, McCutchen could score from first.
Yeah, absolutely. Pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre Jr. coming out to talk with Mr. Vasquez. Quite a heritage there with that name. Yeah. Mel Stottlemyre, his dad, a great Yankee pitcher for all those years. Mel Jr. had a good career.
Mel staying in the family business. After the conclusion of the ball game, the AGH Sports Medicine Pirates post-game show coming up. That's a big breakdown of this game. It's been a good one tonight. Paul Alexander and Kent Tekulve will have plenty to report on after this one. 2-0 to Domet. He's looking for a good pitch here. McCutchen off for first. That's inside.
Good take.
Ball 3.
And nothing happening in the Diamondbacks bullpen.
Vasquez is going to be the guy. 3-0. Ball 4. So Kirk Gibson's move to go to the pen and get the right-hander in to face McCutchen and leave him in against the switch-hitting Domet hasn't worked out so well so far. Vasquez has come in and walked the first 2 men, and now the Pirates have the winning run in scoring position. And with 1 out, Ronnie Cedeno coming to the plate. The outfield will move in now. They'll play it a little differently. Evan Meek stands to pick up a win if the Pirates can walk off the D-backs. And Joel Hanrahan sharing some information. Vasquez, the pitch. And Cedeno takes low and away for ball 1. In the on-deck circle for the Pirates is a switch hitter, Delwyn Young. He would come and hit in the 9 spot. Two on and 1 out. McCutchen, the runner, at second base. That's the run that means everything. Domet's at first. 3-3, bottom of the 9th.
Outfield really had shortened up.
Two balls, no strikes. Vasquez struggling in his relief appearance. He's walked 2 and now is behind 2-0 on Cedeno. Now, considering the number of balls he's thrown, Steve, 2-0, it's got to be probably right down Main Street for Cedeno to go after, right?
It's got to be a peach.
Right in the wheelhouse. Otherwise, let it go. Ronnie's average after a 2-0 count this year, 351. And he went after it.
Well, Mr. Vasquez didn't let up to try to get it in the strike zone, 93 miles an hour. Doesn't have to be fancy, Ronnie. Just drop it in somewhere.
Here's the 2-1. So Daniel loops it into right center. Here comes McCutcheon. The play at the plate. Safe! And the Pirates win it. A walk-off single by Ronnie Cedeno. 4-3.
Doesn't have to be fancy, just get it done. The Pirates come back home and they win the opener. Working hard to get the W.
Great scene here at PNC Park. The Bucks break a 4-game losing streak. Cedeno, walk-off single, and they love it in the dugout.
They're already assuming Andrew's going to score.
Andrew, who did not start tonight due to a stomach bug, came on to pinch hit, walked, ends up scoring the winning run. And the tip of the cap to Ronnie Cedeno.
With the glove and with the bat tonight.
So a terrific finish here at PNC Park. Cedeno's walk-off single, scoring McCutcheon, gives the Pirates a victory. And a good start to the final homestand of 2010. That's going to do it for tonight's game coverage. Our next broadcast of Pirates baseball on FSN Pittsburgh will be tomorrow night for Game 2. As the Pirates take on the Diamondbacks, it'll be right-hander Barry Enright taking on James McDonald. Our coverage begins with the Trip Total Media Pirates pregame beginning at 6:30. Then Greg Brown joins Steve for the call at 7. Once again, the final score. The Pirates walk off the Diamondbacks 4-3. For Steve Blass, I'm Tim Neverett. The AGH Sports Medicine Pirates postgame comes up right after the break.